Yo, what's up? This is your boy Postman, and you are tuned in to Post in a Die Room. Welcome to Post in a Die Room. And as you may know, every day is a good day to get a delivery from the Postman. And of course, if this is your very first time tuning in, please kindly like, share, subscribe, comment, do whatever is necessary to engage with the content, and most importantly, enjoy the review because today I am reviewing the latest project by Xavier Thomas. This is a project that did drop on the 26th of December 2024, Boxing Day in the South African calendar. And of course, if you know me, I am not really interested in reviewing projects from the previous year. And normally what I do is I review bodies from the current year. But in 2025, niggas are really dragging their feet in as far as releasing music. But yeah, anyway, this project is hardly a month old and it's worth the review in my opinion. And here we are. Of course, the project has 10 tracks. It features the likes of Lacabra, Uyihlo, Flo Jones Jr., Nino Fresko, just to name a few. This is more of a project where he's just testing the waters, in my opinion, because the project is filled with a lot of sounds. There's like a myriad of sounds in this particular project. And yeah, basically, I'm just going to share my thoughts on it. But one of the key standout moments for me, and as far as this whole project is concerned, has to be that opener on this particular project. That first song, no ad libs, sounded a lot more like a freestyle in my opinion, and I did enjoy that freestyle to be frank. Obviously, this idea of it being a freestyle stems from the fact that he's addressing a couple of things, all things related to his upbringing and the fact that he's a self-made cheese boy who grew up go RDP house. He's just basically talking about a lot of things out there, and he also sheds light on his dynamic with his dad as well as the dynamic with his mom. And the beat, in my opinion, was kind of very limited in detail. I suppose that was done on purpose because it needed maybe to more or less like accommodate his whole idea of it being a freestyle in a sense. But regardless, I did like the freestyle. I did enjoy listening to the freestyle, and I didn't expect such a crazy opener. I did enjoy that, and the fact that it had a couple of flow changes because towards the later stages of the song, it did kind of change. The tempo went a lot higher, and yeah, he was still rapping, but I did like that flow change because for a moment he was very very flat. The song Pagela, yeah, one of the deepest posse cuts in this project, and it's the second favorite song on this project because the first one is Ushugela because Shugela did drop earlier in the year, and it was a very well received song because of his hook. Actually, it features Flo Jones Jr. as well as La Cabra. That was my best song on this particular project, and I enjoyed listening to it because of the performance by Xavier Thomas because I think he dominated both Flo Jones Jr. as well as the Cabra. What was pretty much clear was the fact that Xavier Thomas came to this joint with thorough intentions of dominating it and making it his song featuring these guys and not these guys featuring him type of thing on his song. So yeah, it was kind of, yeah, it's good selfishness. I like that. I like that because he didn't give them a chance. But that's what hip hop is about. That's what rap is about. And yeah, the hook and his performance, his verse, yeah, man, he was just the standout act on the song Sugar. As we all know, music is probably shifted into the era of content. And in recent times, we've been seeing a lot of verses from a couple of guys that are featured on the song Pagela. And yeah, man, the guys are really doing their thing out there. But the standout acting as far as that particular song is concerned has to be Uyihlo. Earlier in the review, I did actually make mention of the fact that this project is filled with a lot of sounds, and one of the sounds that more or less stood out for me has to be that early 2000s 50 Cent groovy type joints that more or less drop top music. These are joints that you predominantly find on radio a lot, just doing a lot of fuck shits. And I just feel as though that song needed a lady that would have been a lot more involved. And the lady that was featured there wasn't really involved in the song because her involvement comes later in the song, and I think it was too late to then save the song because during the whole song it's just Xavier Thomas and just her backings just coming in here and there, but it was just not enough to even showcase the actual potential of the specific sound or even the song as a whole. But I just feel as though the lady just needed to come in between certain moments, maybe after the first verse, or just make it a lot more open in a sense for the lady to even like share the spoils with him and even make the song a lot more groovy and a lot more enjoyable because one moment the song is, yeah, it's him rapping, and then the next is just the lady singing and just finishing off the song. And to me, that was not really enjoyable because that beat is something that is enjoyable. One thing I can actually say about this project is just that it has a lot of questionable features because, yeah, you have the presence of Zile Wheezy on this specific project, and then you have the presence of a guy who I feel as though has a very, very poor delivery. And this is no disrespect to Kasi rappers, but I just feel as though his delivery is quite amateurish. It's just not up to par. And yeah, I mean, I can name a lot of Kasi rappers that are actually way, way, way thorough in as far as the delivery is concerned. And for me, it just doesn't hit that mark. And it makes the song and the Vele quite drownish for him because I feel as though that song actually drowned him. And Xavier actually had fun on that joint, you can actually tell. And the song also made sense in as far as Cheese Boy Tears is concerned because after that it came the song and the Vele. I thought that was a clean transition. We're thinking this is a thorough showcase hip hop album, and then you have those sappy amapiano cuts as well as kwaito slash ngwari cuts in the song I'm a 2K. That song for me sounded a lot more like a piano joint, to be fair. It was a piano joint, and I, nah. I'm for Xavier actually trying and dabbling around different sounds. I just needed to make sense, and it just doesn't make sense in the whole span of this particular project. I'm just not a fan of the English and I'm a piano. In as far as I'm not also a fan of the English on several Kwaito joints. I can handle it if it makes sense, but if it doesn't, and you're always buzzing at me with like the English raps, it makes that a lot more debatable and questionable in a sense because it's like those genres, in a sense, for you to have that coolness, that whatever, you're not supposed to, rap fully in English. There are so many languages that you can tap into that could cater to that specific sound, and I just feel as though English is just not really one of them. Like, how are you're giving us these many different sounds, but also you're not sounding different in as far as your approach is different on joints and how you are brushing off or brushing up the technique in a sense. Like the technique barely changed and the approach was pretty much the same. And that for me was just something that I couldn't bear with because it's like, okay, even if we were to feature you on a piano joint, you're still gonna rap the same way. You're not gonna change something. Understand? And one of the things that I can actually appreciate in as far as changing is concerned was that approach by Nino Fresko. He sounds a lot different on that song Pagela. Sounds very squeaky, girly, sounds like a Pitori Han. I was confused for a moment, but for the sake of that, it made sense, especially when you also consider Nino Fresco's voice. But he normally knows how to make it work. And as far as the whole project is concerned, I'm probably gonna come back to a couple of joints, not the whole entire project, because I am just not feeling this project, and I actually feel the first couple of joints until it actually changes and confuses me a bit. But in as far as the whole project is concerned as a body, I think this deserves a 4 out of 10 in my opinion. The latest project by Xavier Thomas gets a 4 out of 10 from me. Post in the diary, please kindly like, share, subscribe, comment, do whatever is necessary to engage with the content, and most importantly, I will see you on the next one.